And as far as market intermediaries are concerned, um, it's very important to bring an IPO and all that. I mean, a good market intermediation is very important for the listing of the SMEs. Our effort over the last, 1 year has yielded very good results. We have at least 15 merchant bankers who are working for the BSE SME exchange trying to bring the IPOs. And we could convince more than 30 big members of the exchange who are ready to do the market making. And this number has been growing day by day. Even though all the merchant bankers empaneled by the SEBI can bring the IPOs, we all of us know that the cost of the large merchant bankers, top merchant bankers, you can say, is very high. And many of them are not inclined, and those costs SMEs cannot afford. That we are aware about it. So what we have done is we have mobilized most of the medium merchant bankers and small merchant bankers, which are empaneled by the SEBI. And about 15 are already working on the IPOs. And we see this number go large. Maybe in next 6 months, this number should be very big number. And many of the medium and small merchant bankers are waiting. And once we launch, they want to see how it comes up, and they also want to do the IPOs on the SME exchange. And in fact, even in the market making also, we are seeing a lot of members. They want to see how the market making works in BSE SME exchange, and they also want to do the market making, but they are more want to do it once it is launched. So what I would like to tell to the promoters of the SMEs is market intermediation should be not a problem in the medium to long term for us. Maybe in the beginning we have a small number, but these numbers will grow very big as more and more SMEs come for the listing. And as far as IPO is concerned, I would like to tell a little bit about how the costing aspects are. See, there is a cost of the IPO can be generally classified as statutory costs and non-statutory costs. And there is nothing that can be done to reduce the statutory costs unless the government and the government agencies bring down their fees and all that. Whereas non-statutory cost, again, it can be classified into pre-IPO expenses and post-IPO expenses. See, the post-IPO, post-IPO expense anyway can be met from the issue proceeds. Once the amount comes from the escrow account to the promoters of the SMEs after the IPO, they can pay the post-IPO expenses. As well as pre-IPO expenses, there are for preparing the RHP, Red Herring Prospectus, and preparing the offer document. The merchant banker has to do a lot of things like due diligence, financial due diligence, legal due diligence, and a lot of other processes that are involved, which is basically, involves cost. So the merchant banker generally charges certain fees upfront. That is basically pre-IPO expenses. So any SME entrepreneur who is going to bring the IPO, whatever is the cost, he need not pay the entire cost upfront. He need to only pay the statutory costs and the pre-IPO expenses, and that also he has to pay it at various stages. There will be like different stages where different installments you need to pay. And post-IPO expenses anyway one can meet out of the issue proceeds. And now actually we had while conducting seminars at various parts of the country, we have seen a good response from some of the state governments also. Even the state governments and government of India also can play a very important role as far as the funding of the IPOs is concerned. In fact, what we had seen is some of the state governments, they have been debating that why not do the funding for the listing of SMEs on the SME exchange. Whatever is the IPO cost that is involved, the state government can always involve the state financial development corporations so to fund the IPOs for listing of the SMEs. And once issue proceeds comes, these companies can repay back to the state financial development corporations. And other thing what we have seen is to encourage more and more companies to go and list on the exchanges. Many of the state governments, many of the states which have huge, millions and millions of SMEs, They are even considering giving a subsidy to the SMEs for their listing on the SME exchange.